Okay, let's jump right into this explainer and uncover the massive illusion of choice that hits you the absolute second you walk through the automatic doors of a grocery store. Every single time you grab a shopping cart and step inside, you probably think you're acting entirely on your own free will, right? You've got your mental list, you've got a set budget, you've got a plan. But the reality of modern retail is, well, it's far more calculated than that. What we're really looking at here is a literal masterclass in business psychology and spatial strategy, completely designed to quietly extract more money from your wallet without you even realizing it's happening.
So, you have to ask yourself, are your shopping decisions actually yours? Seriously, think about it for a second. What if I told you that a lot of the choices you make, the specific items you grab, and the exact amount of money you drop at the register were carefully engineered long before you even set foot in the building? Today, we're going to break down this hidden corporate blueprint. We're going to look exactly at how the everyday retail environment is subtly but ruthlessly weaponized against your wallet.
To really wrap our heads around this, we first have to understand the overarching corporate strategy at play. The fundamental rule of the grocery industry is simply this: the supermarket is not designed for your convenience. Actually, scratch that. It's the opposite. It's engineered almost like a giant psychological maze to maximize your spending. We're talking about an industry where profit margins are notoriously razor-thin. And because of that, every single square foot of a modern grocery store is optimized for profit, heavily prioritizing the retailer's bottom line over your ability to just get in, find what you need, and get out.
Part 1. The Store Layout Trap.
The physical route you are forced to take when you walk in is absolutely no accident. Step 1, you walk through the doors. Step 2, you are immediately forced to bypass dozens of brightly lit, incredibly profitable product displays. And then Step 3, you finally have to trek all the way to the far back of the building just to find your essential items. There's a very specific, highly calculated reason why everyday necessities, your milk, your eggs, your bread, are strategically hidden at the furthest possible point from the entrance.
It's known in the business as the exposure effect. By placing the absolute most commonly bought items at the very back of the store, the supermarket essentially forces migration. You can't just pop in for a gallon of milk and leave. You are required to walk past dozens, if not hundreds, of really tempting non-essential products before you even reach your basic necessities. This forced migration dramatically increases the odds that you're going to place an unplanned, high-margin item right into your cart along the way.
Part 2. Eye-level psychology. Moving deeper into the aisles, we shift from the macro layout of the store down to a highly calculated micro-strategy. There's a famous retail adage that dictates grocery merchandising, and it goes like this: eye level is buy level. This single sentence serves as the golden rule of modern retail placement. Where a product actually sits on a shelf is never ever an accident. It's a precise, data-driven decision designed to capitalize on human biology and, frankly, our natural tendency toward laziness.
Items placed directly in your line of sight enjoy prime visibility and significantly higher sales performance. There's zero psychological or physical friction involved. You see it, you grab it. Conversely, the cheaper, generic, or bulk items that offer much lower profit margins to the store are relegated to the hardest-to-reach top and bottom shelves. The retailer knows perfectly well that human biology favors the path of least resistance. Most shoppers just aren't going to crouch down or reach all the way up just to save a few cents.
But here is the crucial point. This placement isn't just a random coincidence. Brands actually pay the supermarket a premium for this highly lucrative eye-level real estate. In the industry, this is known as a slotting fee. So when you reach for that big name brand cereal that is perfectly positioned right at your eye line, you're actually participating in a multi-million-dollar transaction negotiated between massive corporate entities, done simply to ensure that specific box is the one you naturally reach for.
Part 3. The pricing illusion. Once a product actually catches your eye, the next psychological battleground is the price tag itself. Retailers employ heavy psychological tactics to fundamentally alter how you perceive value. We see this specific number literally everywhere, $9.99, but rarely do we stop to analyze its power. This is the left-digit effect in action. There is a massive psychological gap in the consumer's mind between $9.99 and a flat $10. Even though the mathematical difference is a single solitary penny, your brain processes that first digit first. You subconsciously categorize the item as being 9-something rather than $10, making the whole purchase feel significantly cheaper than it mathematically is. And beyond the penny gap, retailers use an entire arsenal of pricing strategies that totally separate mathematical reality from perceived value. Take bulk discounts, for instance. They trigger a feeling of long-term savings, even if you end up throwing half the product away a week later because it expires. Buy two, get one free offers create a false sense of value, subtly forcing you to spend more total money today than you originally planned just to secure a so-called free item. And then there's decoy pricing, which is just an incredibly fascinating tactic. This is where a store places a slightly inferior product next to a premium one at a very similar price point. They do this simply to make the premium item look like an absolute steal, influencing your buying decisions by giving you this false sense of finding a real bargain.
Part 4. Atmosphere and Sensory Control.
Let's zoom out from the specific shelves and price tags for a second and look at the physical environment as a whole. Because, much like a Vegas casino, the supermarket subtly manipulates your physical environment to keep you engaged and, most importantly, spending. They play slow music to subconsciously lower your heart rate and reduce your walking speed, which keeps you lingering in the aisles longer. They strategically pump fresh bakery smells into the air to trigger salivation and hunger, knowing full well that a hungry shopper buys more food. The lighting is carefully controlled to make produce look fresher and packaging look brighter. Even the store temperature is completely optimized, kept comfortable enough for you to want to stay, but just brisk enough to keep you moving through the space. Every single human sense is being targeted to systematically increase your spending.
Part 5. Checkout Psychology.
Finally, you reach the end of your chronological journey. You've navigated the maze, but the checkout line is anything but a safe zone. This area is actually known in the retail industry as the impulse zone. The checkout lines are meticulously stocked with small, inexpensive items like candy, drinks, and gum, precisely because right now your decision fatigue is at its absolute highest. You are trapped in a confined space, waiting in a line after having just made dozens, if not hundreds, of micro-choices throughout the entire store.
This checkout layout deliberately weaponizes what's known as impulse buying behavior, which is a sudden, compelling urge to make an unplanned purchase. By the time you finally reach the register, your cognitive willpower is nearly depleted. Grabbing that candy bar or pack of gum requires absolutely zero critical thinking. It serves as a quick dopamine hit, a small reward for completing your shopping task, placed exactly where you literally have nothing else to do but stare at it.
Part 6. Engineered shopping experiences. Let's bring all of these calculated micro-actions together to fully understand the grand corporate strategy behind your grocery trip. The ultimate takeaway from this explainer is this: supermarkets never force you to spend more. There's no coercion happening here. Instead, they operate as a masterclass in behavioral economics. From the floor layout that forces you past thousands of items, to the paid eye-level placements, the decoy pricing, the slowed-down music, and the checkout impulse triggers, they just construct a flawless environment. It's an environment specifically designed to make spending more money feel completely natural and entirely like it was your own idea all along.
So, I want to leave you with this final thought to consider. Now that you actually know the hidden blueprint of this psychological maze, how are you going to navigate your next shopping trip? The next time you automatically reach for that perfectly positioned eye-level box or grab that quick candy bar at the register, stop and ask yourself, did you choose it or did the supermarket choose it for you? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and stay focused out there.